Welcome to another video. In this video today, we're going to talk about taking bivariate, two variable data and creating a scatter plot and creating an equation of a best fit line, and also finding the correlation coefficient, the R value. So we'll do this in a couple different ways, and yeah, that's the goal of this. So we have some data here. Again, this is bivariate data, so we have temperature and we have the number of people that are going to dine in a restaurant, right? So we have to establish the independent and dependent variable, and that's given to us. So temperature will be X, and the number of diners will be Y. So as always, we've got to put this data into the calculator. So the way I do that is go to the home screen by pushing on, right? And then you can select this add list and spreadsheet. So I am going to put this data in. I always recommend that you label the data that you're putting in. So we have temperature in column A, and I'm going to just put diners in column B. And this is a little bit annoying, but just bear with me as I go through this. Okay, 18, 20, 23. So I'm trying to go somewhat fast. If I make a mistake in a data input, then I'm sorry about that, but the main idea is to know how to use the calculator to make this scatter plot and get the best fit line. Okay, so I think that's right for the temperatures. And then we've got the number of diners. $75, $87, $91, $75, $87, $91, $75, $96, 82, 88. Okay, let's just do a quick spot check on that. Okay, those I believe look okay. Let's go to the sixes: 2265, 2075, 2387, 2791, 2675. 2896, 2482, 2280. Okay, great. So the data's in. Sorry for wasting a little bit of your life time doing that. So we've got the data in. Actually, so let's just get the equation now. Okay, so we can get the equation if we want without graphing. So what we're going to do is push menu. We're going to go to stats, and we're going to choose stat calculations, and we're going to choose regression. Okay, there's two different linear regressions. I'm going to go with mx plus b. Okay, we have to tell the calculator what our x's are and our y's. This is pretty cool. So we can store the equation that we get in one of the function's inputs. Okay, so right now the default is F1. You can click this arrow and choose another one, or you can type it. But I like that feature so we don't have to copy anything. So we'll keep that. Frequency list is 1. There isn't anything else really we need to change. Okay, this is where the results will go, so I'll click OK. And yeah, we can see, okay, so we did linear regression. This is the form. Here's our gradient or our slope. Here is our b value. Here is our r squared value. And here is our R value. Okay, so this is the correlation coefficient which we're interested in. Remember, this tells us two things. Number one, it's a positive value, so there's going to be a positive association with the variables. That means if temperature increases, the number of diners on average will increase. Okay? And it also tells us a strength. This is, not really close to 1, but it's not in the middle either. So I would probably call this like a strong moderate or a moderately strong correlation. But there is some strength to it. It's not perfectly linear with a R value of 1. But so that's one way that you can find the equation. Again, what we did, we went menu, stats, stat calculations, and we chose regression, and then we just went through these inputs. So I'm going to cancel that. Okay. Let's just check to see if this is right. All right, I guess we did not get the equation line, but that's okay. That's okay. So the other way that we can do this, right? Oh, and by the way, just wanted to show you too, if we open a new graph page, so if I go back to the home screen and insert a graph page, then what should happen, yeah, right, see if I tab up, we have that equation stored, right, which is pretty cool. Okay, so how else can we get this line, and how can we actually get the scatter plot, right? Because remember, that was one of the things that we were trying to do. Okay, so we're going to do this graphically. Okay, so I like to just go back to the home screen and select this pink icon. Okay, we need to tell the calculator what our variables are. So again, we had temperature as our x, and we had diners as our y. So now, okay, so now we can see the data, right? And we see there is a strong, or excuse me, there's a positive correlation, right? The trend line that we're going to generate has a positive slope, but it's not, exactly linear. So there's some strength to the linear model, but it's not perfect, right? Okay, so how can we get the equation and the R value? Well, again, we want to do something with this screen, so we push menu. We'll go to Analyze, and we're going to go to Regression, right? And again, we're going to choose one of the linears. I'm going to, again, choose mx plus b form, okay? And so right away, it gives us the equation, right? 2.422 plus 22.314, and believe that matches, yeah, that matches these numbers, okay? So it doesn't give us the R value, but it gives us R squared, okay? And so that, again, that matches what we have here, okay? If we want to get R, we would square root this, and we would see that we have a positively sloped trend line, so we would take the positive square root, not the negative. Okay, so if you take the square root of 0.509, maybe we can do that real quick. Let's just do that. Control square root 0.509. Yeah, we get 0.713. Right, that I believe, sorry, where is it? Matches, yeah, what we have here, 0.713. 7135, right? This is a little bit off. Actually, that bothers me a little bit. I'm not sure why it's not rounding up to 0.7135, but it's close enough, okay? Sorry, guys, I'm making too many of these. Okay. Yeah, oh, and the last thing. If you're not seeing this R squared value when you do your trend line, most likely, or the reason is because when you go into your settings, the diagnostics are not checked. Okay, so if you see this, right, it's an easy fix. We just push menu, we go to settings, and we check this box, right? So yeah, hopefully that was helpful. I think we answered all these questions. Yeah, we talked about how to find a scatter plot, get that line of best fit, and for our comment on the correlation, well, we could say it's definitely a positive relationship, right, between the variables. From the R value, if it was me, I would say it's a moderately strong relationship, right? And we could say it is linear, right? It's not a nonlinear relationship. And I don't really see any outliers, right, here. There's nothing that's way off the trend. Okay, so that's it for today. Hope the video was helpful. Take care.